Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Beth Deer.
We've all heard about how some clothes can make fashion statements. Well, what if the next statement inspired change? Kathy Heath, founder of the Inclusion Collection, decided to create a clothing line with inspirational messages written on the clothes that align with her philosophy on inclusion.
I feel like the common thread throughout the disability community as a whole is just a message of inclusion. Like no matter what families, people affected by disabilities, invisible disabilities or visible disabilities, live whatever a successful life looks like for each individual to have those opportunities.
Kathy, what is the Inclusion Collection?
The Inclusion Collection is a collaboration between myself and the Branded Good. That's a local graphic designer, Lianne Cawley. She started the Branded Good at the outset of the pandemic, and she creates very limited runs of high quality clothing with original designs that reflect a certain cause. So we teamed up to do the Inclusion Collection, and all of the designs were original by Lianne, and they talk about inclusion and in a very subtle way show that we should all be more inclusive in our day-to-day lives.
To find the motivation to begin this new venture, Kathy didn't have to look any further than her own son Abel for inspiration.
We are back on the school bus. He's not a dinner the pigeons not see it.
The way that I see him navigate the world so bravely. Autism is typically an invisible disability, and if you were to see him walking down the street, he would look like any other 9-year-old boy, but there are so many things that other 9-year-old boys and their families take for granted that he cannot do and may never be able to do. So I think it's just incredibly brave and strong of him to just go out there, be his whole self, and just face the world unapologetically. And I just wanted to celebrate that.
And just like Kathy, Lianne also wanted to celebrate the bravery of Abel and others.
Thinking about Abel and his diagnosis of being on the autism spectrum, and how he kind of processes things and processes the world. And so we started off with one of the designs to be inspired by him, and then we thought about what other sort of disabilities could be included in the collection and just trying to keep it generic.
This collection donates all proceeds to local charity Adaptabilities, includes clothes like a grey toque with still human embroidery, shirts that say "My Journey Matters," and a black crewneck sweater that Lianne is currently wearing that proudly displays brave and subtle ways.
So this design is just mainly inspired by people, disability or not. Like I have sometimes some social anxiety. And so if you have anxiety or you are perceived different in today's world, that sometimes it's a little bit harder to be brave. And so if we all collectively are brave together, then maybe it's a bit easier.
But the piece from the collection that means most to Kathy are the shirts with the message, "I have a whole universe in my mind."
That one was very much inspired by Abe because he didn't have hardly any words until he was about 6 years old. And many children on the spectrum, they will never have words, and that is totally okay. They will find other ways to communicate. But just because someone can't communicate with you verbally and do this back and forth that so many of us, it just comes naturally to us and we do it without giving it a second thought, it does not mean that people who cannot do that don't have a whole existence within themselves that they want to share.
I slide in the hole now. There's storing the snow in them.
And for both Lianne and Kathy, their hope for the Inclusion Collection is that the messaging on the clothes can prompt a change in perspective.
Everyone has their own journey and everyone's got their own path and may not always want to talk about their disability. And so I'm hoping that people will just be a little bit more kind to everyone.
We are full people, regardless of what we look like on the surface, and we all bring something amazing to the world. We all have something unique and beautiful to share.
Kathy, what does Abel think of the Inclusion Collection?
He doesn't hesitate to wear it. He loves to pull it out and wear it. He loves when we all wear it together, but just the fact that he will wear it is a big 2 thumbs up from him.